What up, Dokkaners? We are taking on the Omega Shenron stage on the Red Zone event, and we are once again tackling this with a non-200% team. That's right, folks. We have conquered Omega Shenron with a 170% Hybrid Saiyans team. So let's just jump in and talk about the team composition, the strategy going into it, and then I'm going to talk about some other things as well that I want to mention for this run, because this was actually pretty stressful, and I believe it took me like 3 or 4 runs to do this. So let's just start off with the team composition. And I'm also going to be listing some alternate units that you could bring on this team, although the room for error is very limited. And then also I'm going to be listing some alternate teams so that you guys can check it out. Both 170% and 200% teams, but I can't cover them all, so there will only be a few there. But the team is composed as follows. Str Ultimate Gohan as the lead, probably the biggest question mark going into this entire event. We got the Tech Ultimate Gohan. We got Physical Future Trunks, LR Super Saiyan Trunks, AGL Kid Gohan, and LR Future Gohan and Trunks, with the friend unit being another Tech Ultimate Gohan. So in terms of stats, we got a full 170% stat roll on everything except for the HP. The HP was a little bit less because of the fact that the friend unit had to be a 130% HP lead with that Tech Ultimate Gohan. I was originally planning on making him the primary lead, but that is just way too significant of an HP loss. And going into this, HP is going to be so tight already that when you get hit by that final nuke attack on the final level, you're going to need to have enough defense or health to withstand it, because you might have peak defense at that point, but if you don't have the health to back it up, you're dead. Which is why I had to make the judgment call to bring the STR Ultimate Gohan, and I'm glad that I did, because that extra 40% boost to health definitely gave me the edge that I needed. So going into this run, the strategy is obviously to have each Ultimate Gohan on each rotation and have the AGL Kid Gohan stack as much as possible. That's pretty much it for the permanent stackers. The rest of them just basically have to gradually gain stats over time. And then the biggest question mark going into this was the STR Ultimate Gohan, because that dude is literally a 50-50 chance when it comes to that guard. So since there is no turn in this fight where you're facing a type advantage situation, you can't count on him being a guard in the first slot, which means he always had to be on the second slot or later. And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, which was very scary, which is why we brought items and we brought the usual stuff. So yeah, here we guarded after raising our defense, and we took about 20k. Initially, as you saw the first turn of this fight, we had 2 units that were locked. Luckily, we did get very lucky with the locking on the next few turns, because he didn't really do it, and if he did, maybe it was just like 1 unit. So obviously RNG plays a factor. I've been receiving a lot of negative feedback recently on these types of videos because of the fact that I shouldn't say a lot. I've been receiving some, and it's not hate, it's just negative, which is fine. The reason why is because when I do these videos, my primary goal is to show that it can be done without 200% leads, and then the argument against that is, yeah, well, duh, your units are all rainbowed. And while that may be true, the point is to show that other teams other than the 7-year LRs can get the job done, because the main premise behind this event was that it was designed for 200% leads. That was the premise. So the point that I'm trying to do these videos is to break that entire theory altogether by doing this with non-200% teams. And also, I would argue that honestly, the 79% stat is what you want. If you have at least 79%, you're going to be a whole lot better, because that is where you essentially gain the full potential of your units in terms of their abilities. The extra padding that you get from a rainbow is very shallow, in my opinion. I don't think that that is entirely essential. It does help, but I think what's more important is having the 79% and then also being a little lucky with the way that the enemy attacks you. Like, for example, what you're seeing right now is we are getting awfully lucky with the lack of locks, which is probably something that a lot of you guys are probably going to be mentioning in the comments. Yeah, the Shadow Dragons were not locking me much at all after that first round, which was very nice. But you know what? I had been trying this a couple of times already, so I guess, you know, I found the needle in the haystack. So the first couple of turns, we were able to get the ball rolling with everybody pairing up with the units that they're supposed to. Everyone started stacking, and we were well on our way. Now, one of the major questions going into this is, can your Hybrid Saiyans actually stack enough to be able to withstand Omega Shenron? And I am pleased to inform you, it can be done. It absolutely can be done. You have to get lucky with some additionals, and you have to constantly be stacking every single turn. There cannot be a single turn where you don't stack. If anything, there has to be a guaranteed stack every single turn, with maybe like 50% of the turns having an additional one. I'm mainly talking about the Ultimate Gohan, because he stacks ×2 with each super attack. So it is absolutely vital that you do that, but it can be done. We actually got very close to my base defense matching the output of that nuke Omega Shenron attack at the end. By the way, if you're wondering how this event works, first round is against the Int Shadow Dragons, who has the ability to lock and I think seal, or just lock, one of the two. And then you've also got, I'm gonna display an infographic on screen right now. We've also got the STR, which is the second round, Str Shenron. He's just a very hard hitter in both regular attacks and super attacks. And then the final round is the Int Omega Shenron. And the great thing about that is that you know exactly when he's going to be attacking, essentially, because he's got the whole Doomsday Clock countdown clock mechanic, where when he hits you, he will end you, but you know when it's coming. So, all right, as you can see now, about 5 minutes into the fight, we were able to take out the Str Shenron, and we've essentially got all of our stacking and our rotations the way that we want. But the problem is carrying my physical units through these rotations with the Str Shenron facing us. And so here, I got very lucky being able to put that physical Trunks in the middle, but it also meant sacrificing my Ultimate Gohan. So my rationale behind bringing Kid Gohan in the first slot was that he has the ability to heal us. So should the worst happen, we have his 58% heal. And also, we've already used our Bulma heal. As you guys know by now, my favorite role for running items is Double Whis and Bulma. Bulma gives you that 40 or 35% heal on turn 4, no matter what. So that's kind of your second win. After that, you got to make sure that all of your rotations are intact. So we took about 260 plus, I think, something like that. Yeah, it was a pretty nasty turn right here. And I wasn't exactly sure if we were going to make it through this, because I still have both of my Whis, and my idea was to hold on to them for the final fight against Omega Shenron, the Int Omega Shenrons. But I'm just trying to think, how the heck am I going to get through multiple turns? I mean, look at how much health he has. We still have, what, like 9 bars of health left? How am I going to get through this without those items?
Trunks, stay here, got it? Do not follow me.
No, I promise I won't drag you down. I want to help you fight them.
I get it. Fine, Trunks. Let's go.
Okay.
Boy, if you don't get...
Seeing that just reminded me, yeah, the LR Trunks and Gohan, definitely an MVP on this run. And yes, he is rainbowed. I got pretty lucky in pulling this unit recently. I got 1 copy during the 77 special summon. I bought another copy. I think it was on the Saiyan, the Goku Piccolo banner back before the 7-year LR. I think I bought 1 copy of him on the coin shop there. So yeah, I have been pretty fortunate with this unit. But like I said, we're trying to do this without 200%. So I gotta be, you know, I gotta be using the best of the best. And so with this guy's ability to exchange and then, you know, the revival, this definitely kept the run going. This was a huge get right here. Wasting that super.
You know you can't win. Even if you manage to kill this body, someone even stronger would surface and take my place.
All right, so here we are. Pretty dangerous looking turn, because look what's happening at the end. We've got 2 hits, and that made me so nervous. Can that Trunks survive 2 hits? And if one of them is a super, we're dead. But could he even survive just 2 regular hits? I had to take a chance. I rolled the dice. So this was definitely an RNG situation. For multiple reasons. I also got Ultimate Gohan here, the Str Ultimate Gohan, because now that I lost my running mate, because I had to rotate him out, I'm left with this nerd instead. So this dude cannot get hit with a super attack, but he also has to guard. Can he do it? No, he doesn't do it. So I'm taking 50, 60. I'm just thinking, all right, it's over. Run's over now. It's over. Trunks launches an attack. He's type disadvantage, so he boosts the defense, which was good. Also did really good damage against him. Thankfully, he got a second one, and I think that saved it. I think that really saved it, because we took so much less damage as a result. But it's so shocking to see a normal slap from Str Shenron do that little. I was expecting it to do a lot more. So now I know a Dokkan attack is coming. I want to make the hit count, because I'm probably going to be taking some damage here. And I also want to rotate my Ultimate Gohan back, which is why it's time to get serious. Beep, pop, pop, beep, pop, pop.
Gonna go all out.
By the way, shout out to the link Cold Judgment. Yeah. So I know, you know, like I mentioned before, Toon having rainbow units, it helps. Although my Kid Gohan is not rainbow, so just FYI. Also, link leveling helps. For Red Zone, if you're trying to do this with a non-200% team, the more rainbows you have, the better. The more links you have, the better. For Hybrid Saiyans in particular, the Cold Judgment... Oh yeah, this dude attains Ultra Instinct too. He dodges at some of the worst spots, man. With a 5% chance to dodge, he dodges multiple times. The Cold Judgment link is the MVP link of the Hybrid Saiyans, because Cold Judgment at level 10 gives you defense plus 25%. I believe at level 1 it gives you defense plus 20. So even at level 1 it's solid, but at 25% it's even better. It's basically like a big bad bosses, but defensive. So we healed significantly, we got back to full health, and we're almost back on track. The Ultimate Gohan is on his way back to this rotation. I still got more time with these nerds, and once again, the Str Ultimate Gohan, he hasn't guarded. So I'm really scared he has to guard here, but thankfully, he attacks AGL Kid Gohan. And I think we've reached a point now where this Kid Gohan can handle a rotation by himself, which made me so happy. I was so happy that he was able to do that. And now you. Every time he attacks, I think, did I make a huge mistake making him my lead? Bring him on my team? And he guarded. He finally guarded. As much as he is a flight risk, his attack is so helpful. His attack is actually what saves this run. So once again, I may bash on the dude, but his defense and his offense is what saved us. And I was also very surprised right there how the physical future Gohan was also able to survive a slap, which was shocking to me. So now we're back on track. We've got everybody where they're supposed to be, keeping the physicals out of harm's way, having the defensive all-stars up front. I'm also keeping that now revived ultimate or future Gohan there because he has built-in damage reduction, and he is going to accelerate the process by doing more damage. We need as much damage as we possibly can. We got a nice double stack here, so this dude's on his way. I think it was the friend Ultimate Gohan that reached like 1.4 or 1.5 million defense. Keep in mind the Omega Shenron's nuke attack does 1.5 million. Yeah, look at that. Whoa, look at that, dude. 6.2 million there. All right, on to the final stage, and I am just shocked. Look at that defense. You see that? All I got to do is just survive the slaps. The first slot goes to the Ultimate Gohan because his defense is at 1 million. He can handle slaps. We have a countdown clock. Yeah, look at that, dude. Boy dodges a 5% chance right there. And then he does it again, I think like once or twice this turn. So he's here. Then we got Kid Gohan. He dodges that too. Thank you. And I'm just thinking, okay, so am I in trouble now? Because if he keeps dodging these guys, I'm going to lose. Now, this guy just guarded a few turns ago. So this is his, I think, 3rd appearance since he got the guard. So it's going to go away soon. But at least he was able to guard all of this, which is good. And now the countdown started at the end. So for a little while, I was thinking, am I going to get by this turn? And I was like, no, I've learned my lesson on stream. I'm going to use an item. Or maybe I won't. I don't know. Did I learn my lesson? Let's see. No, actually, I started thinking about it right here. Yeah, I froze and I'm like, okay, am I going to use an item or am I going to just chance it? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to chance it. Worst case scenario, I lose. Nobody knows about this. So I don't use an item. Am I going to survive a nuke attack with no item? Some of y'all are probably thinking, nope. If this happened on stream, I can just imagine it right now. How many L's would be spamming the chat? And by the way, I edited that little wait. It actually took a lot longer for me to decide this, but I ultimately decided to keep the AGL in front, move the physical Gohan to the back because I predicted that would be where he launched his nuke. There is some formula to how he attacks. I don't quite know it. It's been circulating on Twitter. I don't remember what that was, but there's apparently like you kind of just know where he's going to be attacking. The judgment that I made was that essentially he's going to be supering at the end of his attacks, the last or second to last attack. So that's kind of the judgment call and the rationalization I made behind this move. Thankfully, future Gohan supered twice. He was able to pad his stats as much as possible with on top of the 58% damage reduction, and then this happened. Boy just took 10k on a slap, and I thought, okay, it's over. Dude! 214,000 damage. No item. We didn't use an item there. Now I gotta heal, though.
Leave the rest to me. I went through Mr. Piccolo's training. You won't lose that easily.
I will. So we got the heal. We gained 58% health. And now, since we're finally on the last stage, look at my defense, dude. 1.4 million defense, dude. So I knew we were good now. So now I'm throwing out the physical trunks on the offense because I need to accelerate my attacks because this stunt isn't going to last much longer. We got one good shot in there, which is pretty good. He hasn't been stacking much, which is why his defense is a little lacking. Once he gets a couple of turns going, his defense is peak. And once again, we didn't have to use anything here because he just nuked. So this turn, he's going to start the countdown again. Next turn, we have to worry about it. And Gohan, I wanted to keep him around for stacking, but again, it's a race against the clock because I only have a limited amount of time here before he's going to nuke me into oblivion. So there's the 3. So now I got no type advantage whatsoever. And I'm thinking, all right, we got to make a decision here. What do I do? Let's use that Whis, shall we? So we got him up front. He's the safest from harm. Ultimate Gohan is also safe from harm. We got to rotate out the tech Ultimate Gohan. His defense combined with the Whis can probably handle the attack. Now, I had never tried this before, so I didn't know. But I was pretty sure it was going to work out because he's at 1.1 million. The guard significantly reduces the damage incoming. Combined with the Whis, we would be pretty much set here. And uh-oh. It's been past 4 turns. Can this nerd guard? Will Gohan guard, please? Yes, he guarded! So that means we have 4 more turns. Actually, wait. 3 more turns of guaranteed guard. Basically, 1 more appearance of that Gohan. And now with that, we brace for impact. And I'm just thinking, oh my god. My whole life flashed before my eyes. Relax. Woo! Double digits, dude!
Incredible. Allow me to send our new hero to his destination.
This is perfect. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, time to go.
All right, so now we've got 3 bars of health left. We got basically 2 more turns until he nukes us again. Gotta keep the main guys on rotation. I was trying to decide if I wanted to keep the future Gohan up front or the Trunks. I figured the Trunks would be better because he does Colossal. He has the ability with a 50% chance for a critical, possibly launching multiple supers. It could ultimately be more damage, which is why I had him up front. Plus, this was the optimized way to set up the rotation so that everybody could get the most amount of links. This Gohan is impervious. Trunks, I need him to go on the offensive a little bit. Give me an additional. Come on, buddy. He did some nice damage against Sin. Can he do it again? 1.7. Yes! Okay, about 3 million there. Good, good. And I'm just thinking now we're done, right? Because next turn, we got the LR AGL Gohan attacking. He's going to probably do about 1 million, maybe more. This dude's about to hit like 2 something mil. 3 million, and then he got an additional. This, I think, saved us, actually. This actually saved us. This additional, this RNG saved us. Because when we enter the next turn, look what I'm dealing with. All of the attacks are happening in the first slot with 1 attack happening on that second slot. And I just had a major panic attack because I'm thinking, wait a second. I don't know exactly how Omega Shenron works. He's supposed to attack at the end, right? So I was trying to decide, what do I do? Which is why I'm kind of leaving all this gap in here. I couldn't figure it out. I ultimately decided, you know what? I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to have the Kid Gohan go first so he can withstand all of those attacks. Because I wasn't sure if this Ultimate Gohan could handle all of that. And so ultimately it boiled down to Kid Gohan getting his attack in, maybe an additional. And then the STR cleaning up. But then I realized this dude has Ultra Instinct because he's dodged a couple of my attacks in 1 turn. All right, so he attacked once. Now I'm just thinking, okay, come on. Don't make me move the super. Don't do it. Okay. Are we good? We're good. And then I was waiting. He hit him. And that's it. We got it. I was so stressed until the end, but we were able to get it done. The biggest flight risk on the team ended up being the guy to win it for us all. But that is the run, folks. Hybrid Saiyans. No 200% lead on the Omega Shenron Red Zone stage. Yes, there are rainbows, but there are also there's 1 non-rainbow, and there was a lot of RNG. So if you want to diminish my run, feel free. But the point is, it can be done without 200% units. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments what teams you used to beat this event. What was your first run that was actually successful? What did that feel like? Navigating your way through a 1.5 million damaging attack. from Omega Shenron? What does it feel like to achieve victory finally? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned, and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.